Another test ride, another fuel stop. How the hell does it do that? Good morning. So today, folks, we are riding the Triumph Explorer GT. And the reason we're riding this is because I was too short to ride the rally version. Now you can laugh, go and have a sit on one. My God, they are so ridiculously tall, absolutely ridiculously tall. With even with the bike on its side stand, with the seat in its lowest setting, I could only touch the floor on the tips of my toes on one side, on the lowest side. So if I'd have taken it off the stand, I just wouldn't be able to touch the floor. So we're out on its sister bike, the GT, instead. The GT Explorer. The spec might be a little bit mixed up, so you know, if you are considering a bike like this, double check what I'm saying to you now, because I'd done the specs for the rally version, and that just changed at the last minute. Didn't have time to rechange all the specs. A lot of it will be very similar, but when it comes down to colours, things like that, they will be different. I think I will try and amend it on the screen for you. So this comes with a quick shifter and blipper, which is absolutely smooth as silk. So smooth, it's incredible, it's beautiful. It's definitely the best one I've used, and it makes my BMW feel like a piece of agricultural machinery. It's got that lovely growl, it's got that 270-degree T-plane crank, that odd firing order just to give it more character. Let's drop it down a bit. It's a bit of a beast. 1200cc engine. I think it's 1160 or 1161, something like that, cc's to be absolutely precise. But that chucks out 138 brake horsepower. Now, that makes a lot more sense on a road-focused version like this, the GT version. So much more sense than it does on the rally version, in my opinion. I mean, where the hell are you going to use that sort of poke, you know, off-road? In the race to the top, with the top manufacturers producing these machines, I just think they've sort of lost their way a bit. Don't know. What do you think about that? You know, do you really want a bike off-road that's going to chuck out, you know, because I mean, let's face it, when you click it into Off-Road Pro or whatever's on that bike, it's not going to chuck out that sort of power, is it? You know, because it will alter the fuel map in the engine, so it won't be chucking out that sort of power. You're only going to get that on the road, you know, in sport mode. This has got fun written all over it. Awesome! So we'll go around and do the specs in a bit, in the usual place and in the usual way. But it feels lovely, actually, lovely and smooth. It's got that Triumph inline triple engine. Handling is perfect, perfectly balanced, confidence inspiring right from the start. Now, as you know, I am a bit of a Triumph fanboy, but that aside, the bikes that Triumph are chucking out nowadays are absolutely sublime. Thanks again for Pidcocks for letting me take this bike out. Oh, I can't stay off that throttle. Wants to be spanked, wants to be spanked. Naughty girl, naughty girl. So this, you know, even in the basic standard spec that you would buy on the basic standard bike, it still comes with this semi-active suspension, it comes with this full colour TFT dash, it comes with cruise control. We've got this fully integrated my ride connectivity. Is it my ride Triumph ride? Yeah, my ride connectivity. So I think you can also have turn-by-turn navigation on that. I'll tell you what I will do in a bit. I'll put her in sport mode, see whether she likes being spanked in that. A good frontal area on the bike gives you a considerable amount actually of wind protection, something that I missed that on the Scrambler. I don't like getting blasted in the face by 70-mile-an-hour wind. Other people might enjoy that. It's not for me. That quick shifter blipper. Right, let's have a quick look at that dash. Mode button. Where is the mode? There it is, mode button. So what are we in now? We're in road mode. What can we go into? Rain, rider. So that's rider customizable. What else have we got? Off-road. It's got an off-road mode. Sport. I'm going to leave her in sport. It is quite an attractive bike. My issue is with all of these adventure style bikes now is they're just too big. So the only thing he said that this doesn't come with as standard, well, there's a few things, but it has got a heated seat button there. So you can have that as an optional extra, which is in line with BMW and other manufacturers. Slide that button across, then you get all your navigation and stuff. So let's go to the top. So brightness, theme, language, units, date and time, shift indicator, blah de blah, riding aids, damping, coolant warning, service settings, trip, fuel status, and Bluetooth, so you can get your navigation, connect your phone, your music, your GoPro, your intercom, everything. So there it is. This is not the Triumph Rally Explorer, which I was supposed to be out on today, but unfortunately, being a short arse, I cannot touch the floor on it, so I am not out on today. So this is actually the GT Pro. I'm a bit confused today over exactly what I'm riding. I thought this was the Explorer GT, and I'm sure that's what it is. I think the names are a bit confusing on these things. There's the Explorer, there's the Explorer Pro. I don't know whether that's the Rally Pro or God knows. I really don't know. I'm confused over them. Anyway, that's what this one is. It's the 1200 Triumph GT Pro, as you can see there. Great bike, and I can actually touch the floor on this one, which is nice. However, I had written out all of the specs for the rally version of this bike, the Rally Explorer, and not the Rally Pro, and not the GT Pro either. So some things on this walk around are going to be a little bit confused or a little bit wrong. I'll make that admission now. I apologise. Let's get into it then. I'll shut up and get into it. So the engine on this is 1160cc inline triple liquid cooled 12 valve double overhead cam engine. It's got that 270 degree T-plane crank in it as well, which it does give it a lot of character. It's a great engine, it really is. It's got tons of go, tons of pull. It's great, and the bike is super confidence inspiring right from the off. When you start riding this thing, you just feel like you've been riding it forever. That is very clever, the way that they do that on these big bikes now, just getting everything, the geometry correct, so you feel in control, so you feel like you can, just flick it around the bends. Something of this size, it's super clever the way they do that. So it produces 148 brake horsepower, 150 PS at 9,000 RPM. That reduces down to 100 PS when you flick it into rain mode, and it does that by altering the fuel map of the engine. Torque is 95 foot-pounds, 130 newton meters at 7,000 RPM, so available a lot sooner. Shaft drive, front suspension, Showa 49mm semi-active damping, upside down forks, 220mm of travel, but not on this version because this is the road version, obviously. Rear suspension, don't know whether you can see that through there. So semi-active damping monoshock with automatic electronic preload adjustment. Again, on the off-road version of this, 220mm of rear wheel travel. Front brakes, Brembo M430 Stylema, monoblock radial calipers, with the OC, optimised cornering, ABS cornering, twin 320mm floating discs, Magura HC1 span adjustable radial master cylinder. It's up there, let me show you that. There it is, you can just see that HC1 bit up there. I've not had cause to use these brakes in anger yet, but I will try them later on. Rear brakes, Brembo single caliper, again optimised cornering, ABS, rear master cylinder with remote reservoir. So yeah, full colour TFT, really nice as well. Come on, there we go. Really nice screen that. All manageable from your little button here, your little joystick, so you can move it left and right. Seat height adjustable. So this seat height that I've got written here, this is for the rally version of this bike, which is 875 to 895mm, which I think the Scrambler was 870 and I struggled with that. Fuel capacity, tank capacity, sorry, 30 litres. Again, that's on the rally version, that's not on this road version. I will put that up on the screen. 55.4 miles per gallon. I think that's probably going to be about the same mark. Weight of, again, the rally version, 261 kilos. Service intervals 10k or 12 months. Again, colours, this doesn't apply to this bike. I will put the colours for this bike up separately, and their prices as well. 3-year factory warranty plus 3 years roadside assistance UK and Europe as standard, which is pretty much the same as BMW actually. Tech, so it's not on this bike. So on the rally version, the Rally Explorer version, it does have blind spot radar. This has got cruise control. It's got the Triumph shift assist. Shift assist on this bike is absolutely brilliant. It works so well, it's so smooth. So it's got hill hold, 6 riding modes, tyre pressure monitoring, adaptive corner lighting, all LED lights with DRL, LED auxiliary lights, 7-inch TFT instruments with My Triumph connectivity, ABS and traction control. Protection, it's got the handguards, and like I say, a lot of this protection it'll be for the rally version again. So handguards, aluminium sump guard, engine protection bars, fuel tank protection bars, heated grips, heated rider and pillion seats. They come as standard on that rally version, not on this one. Okay, so they're extras on this bike. Just drop her down into second, up to 40. Jesus Christ, that front brake is phenomenal. So those M430 calipers with this radial master cylinder, Jesus Christ, those brakes are good. They are stunningly good. It feels great, tipping it into bends, it feels really nice. So as soon as you get up to about 7,500, 8,000 revs, it just absolutely takes off. It's ferocious. That's the best word I can find to describe that. It sounds ferocious. It is ferocious. Actually closer to 7,000, where it just rips, it just really rips. Engine is super impressive, I like that a lot. So completely keyless as well, so tank is also keyless. traction control flicker in there. It's putting a hell of a lot of grunt through that back wheel. I might actually just stick her back into road mode. There we go, back into road. Quite easy to do that on the fly as well. It's a wonderful, wonderful ride. The suspension is just superb. It soaks everything up. It just makes even the most jarring pothole, you know, it just effortlessly smooths them out. So it makes your inputs into cornering and everything just so much easier, so much more secure. It just, yeah. I mean, I haven't had this bike out from Pidcock's very long at all, and you know, I'm riding it as if I've owned it for years. Throttle! It gets light over those little bumps in the road. It just feels so exciting. This is a bike you could have one hell of a lot of fun on, without a doubt. That's in road mode. Let's just put it back into sport, because I just want to see how snatchy that throttle is in sport mode. Okay. Close throttle, sport mode. There we go. Well, we're in second doing that, so you know, I'm not giving it much of a chance. It's not really not snatchy. I could see you around town, you know. No, that's not snatchy. It's really quite smooth, that. So just leave it in third, just to trundle around town on. Maybe you know, maybe having it in road mode would be your better option. I just think where that indicator and mode switch is, not the mode switch, your little toggle switch there, they're a little bit too close together. Okay, so price. I mean, they are expensive, but as you know, I've already touched on that. You are getting a ton of tech and bike for that money. You know, that's just what it costs, mate. It's just what it costs. Okay, that is market forces, etc., etc. Rear brake, can feel the ABS just kicking in a bit there. Because I was just using it on its own, but the rear brake, you know, balanced for use with front brake obvs. I really cannot find anything at fault with this bike. Triumph, do us all a favour, make something a little bit smaller, shorter, I mean, not smaller, shorter. Do a low version for short arses, because it's not fair. It's not fair. I want an off-road biased bike. I love the look of them. That bike looks phenomenal. It looks absolutely stunning. It's just too damn big. I can't even touch the floor, and I'm average, right? I'm Mr. Average. I'm 5'8". I've got a 31-inch inside leg. I cannot touch the floor. And you know, that I'm not saying it's harming your sales, but in a way it must be. You know, you must be ignoring a high percentage of, you know, people who want to own a bike like that. You know, it was no competition for me. People said to me before I bought my BMW, people said to me, What about the Triumph? What about the Explorer or the Rally Pro? Yeah, I'd love to have a look at that bike. You've only got to look at it from a distance to know that I'm not going to be able to ride it. It's not going to be comfortable riding that bike. This is manageable for me. It's just the right height. Make one of the rallies the same height as this, please. Just go in here. Oh, that's the Polis. I wonder if the Polis are in that car. Are they in that car? No, good. All I want to do is sneak through down there and just get a picture. Just make sure no cyclists are coming banging through there. No. Bollocks, coppers are walking up here. I might as well be totally cheeky then and just get a bloody picture, hadn't I? Hey? I know I'm going to bugger off. I saw your car up there and I thought, oh, I wonder if they're around. I hope they don't give me a bollocking for coming down here. And then I came down here and you're walking up there.
No. Look, you're not doing anything.
No, I'm just taking a couple of pictures in front of that. Yeah, it's not mine. It belongs to Pidcocks. Belongs to these.
You're doing a bit of.
I review them for Pidcocks and then just stick it on YouTube. So it's Moto Mogul if you want to check the channel out.
I think I've probably seen you about.
Have you? Yeah, that's.
Things, but
have you?
Yeah, just obviously don't go riding up and down.
No, I won't. No, I'm literally just going to turn it round and go back up there out of the way.
Yeah,
so
no problem at all. So
yeah.
Have a nice day.
Hey, lovely. Thank you very much. And you. See you, chaps. It does turn one or two heads as well. I think the police officers were quite impressed with the looks of the beast. It's a very good looking bike. The way it's handling now, you know, at these sort of low speeds even, you know, the confidence to be able to lean into the corners, yeah, it's just very, very well sorted. Well done, Triumph, you know, absolutely bloody nailed it. Is it a BMW killer? No, I don't, you know. It's just another superb bike from another superb manufacturer, isn't it? A BMW killer or not, it's I think that's a redundant argument. It's not a BMW. I love it. I dare say it's got certain features that are better than, you know, what you'd find on a GS. Whether that makes it a GS killer or not, I don't know. That's down to the individuals who ride them, you know, as to whether they consider it to be that. I don't think it is. What does my view matter, really? It doesn't, does it? It's, you know, if someone else thinks it does, thinks it is, I mean, then it is. I don't know where that came from. I don't know who came up with that, you know, GS killer thing. I don't know whether it was hype from Triumph or just hype from motorcycle journalists who were hoping someone would come along and knock BMW off the top slot. I don't think that's happened yet. Pretty certain it hasn't, and I think there's a long way to go. You know, maybe second, third generation of these bikes will see, you know, an iteration of them that does knock BMW off the top slot. I seriously am struggling to find anything to criticise this bike about. You know, it's just too good. The engine makes a bit of a racket. Is that really a criticism? Not sure. Yeah, I suppose it is. The engine makes a bit of a racket. So that's it from me today, folks. Thanks very much for coming out with me on this huge Triumph 1200 GT Pro. It's been a magnificent bike, I have to say. I can't really fault it. If you fancy getting yourself a bit of a test ride on one of these and you live in this area, contact Pidcocks. Speak to Neil or John or Ian. Sure, they'll be more than happy to send you out on one of these. If you live in the area and you want to see just how big one of those Rally Explorers is, then also get yourself over to Pidcocks. yeah, thanks very much for coming along with me. Triumph, if you're listening, please someone get in touch with me. That would be awesome. I'll see you on the next video. This is Jack Porter, and this has been the Moto Mogul channel. Remember, if you want to help out with putting fuel in the tank, please just hop along to Patreon, details here. And yeah, you'll find loads of other stuff on Patreon. I'm always posting bits of videos and photos and asking for your opinions on certain things as well. So, you know, if you fancy joining the Patreon crowd, that would be awesome. Thank you. It all helps and it all goes to produce content. Every single penny. £5 a month would see your name written on the screen, like it is now. Okay, lovely. Thanks very much. I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now, guys. Cheerio.